All right, with me now to talk more about these No Kings rallies is Skye Perryman. She is the president of Democracy Forward. Skye, great to see you. So your organization helped plan some of today's No Kings protests. We're hearing something like 2,500 locations across the country, where simultaneously people are, contesting the Trump administration's policies and agenda. What are you hoping the resonating message is?
I think you see it out. You see it across the country that Americans are saying enough is enough. And these are folks that are all different from each other. Small towns, big cities. We're seeing people everywhere, all with different backgrounds, saying we may not agree on everything, but we agree that in this country there is no king. The government is supposed to work for the people. The people are supreme. And we've seen enough of the constitutional rights violations, the terror, the fear that communities are having. So it is, I think, a really inspirational day to see so many people coming together in this time, peacefully protesting joyfully across the country.
Meantime, there does seem to be a consensus about what these rallies represent. If you listen to a number of Republicans, take a listen to some who are elected officials.
Hate America rally.
Hate America rally.
Hate America rally.
Hate America rally.
The farthest left, the hardest core, the most unhinged in the Democratic Party.
This will be a Soros paid-for protest where his professional protesters show up.
It's all the pro-Hamas wing and the Antifa people. They're all coming out.
It doesn't sound like they're going to be persuaded about what your purpose is. What's your response to the critics who say this is very un-American?
There is nothing more American than peacefully making your voice heard, using your First Amendment rights, and saying no kings. That's how this country even got started. And so, to the naysayers, I say I think the people's voices are showing out. In our neighborhood protest this morning, there were grandmothers and school teachers and all kinds of community members. These are people that love America, and they love the people of America and want our government and our president to serve the people, which is, of course, what's more American than that.
Your organization has helped, file several lawsuits against President Trump's moves to rapidly downsize federal agencies. How does this movement or these, collections of protests, you think, help assist in your fight?
Yeah, we've been filing lawsuits really to protect the American people, and that includes having a government where the people that are working for that government are loyal to the Constitution and to the American people and not any particular political agenda. The president's been trying to cut those civil servants out of our government because he only wants people that are loyal to him. That's unlike any Republican or Democratic president in the past. And so this movement, I think, shows you that it's not just in courtrooms where we are winning. And by the way, we won another court order against the president last night to protect our public servants during this shutdown. But it is also in communities. So it is from courtrooms to communities. The president is losing support because he's not governing for people. And I think you hear the American people loud and clear saying, in this country, the people are supreme. There is no king. And it is time for this president and this administration to get back to work doing the work of the people.
Speaking of Supreme, the U.S. Supreme Court, is back in session with a momentous term underway dealing with significant cases that could test the power of Donald Trump's presidency. What are your expectations?
Well, I think you're going to see, like you said, this is a significant term. Every term is significant. We've seen this Supreme Court, the majority of justices we have seen make decisions that they're not even explaining to the American people, in some ways allowing the administration to proceed with some of its policies. But what we're seeing across the board in the hundreds of courts across the country is this administration is losing. And a number of those cases aren't going to the Supreme Court. And even when you get to the Supreme Court in many instances has not said that what this president is doing is lawful. They have paused some of the court orders that have been won, but those are going to have to be heard on the merits. And so I think that, this is it's really about the people making their voices heard, protecting their rights. We're going to make sure people have lawyers to show up in court, and we all have to do our part in this moment.
All right. Skye Perryman, president of Democracy Forward, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. We're staying on top of this breaking news protest.